y'all, it's your girl Zandra. I'm back. I'm sitting in the yellow chair. I have on my happy pants. I have a scarf, and my mug is coming to you from Great Wolf Lodge. This is Violet, the Violet Wolf. Are you ready? Let's chat. All right, so this is going to be a good chat. Last week and all throughout the week, I was thinking that I was going to come to you and chat to you about vendor events because I've been trying to sell my books. It's PCS season again, and big dreams at vendor events and all of these different places. And then today I woke up and I thought, I'm gonna chat about marriage and relationships. So I asked my better half of 23 years, Cedric, I said, give me one word to describe marriage life or marriage or something like that. And this is what he had to say. Cedric, next week I'm talking to the people about marriages. What's one word, 2 words that you want them to know?
Don't do it.
Really?
No. It's a life sentence, but it's worth it.
It's a sentence?
It's the best life sentence to have.
When I tell y'all I love myself some him, he gets on my nerves so bad a lot of times, as I get on his nerves as well. But we've been married 23 years, and I have some things that I want to really just chat with you about. One of the things that made me want to have this conversation with you is because I was recently talking to a person and they told me that they had been divorced after 28 years of marriage. And all I could say was, or all I could think about was the fact that marriage is very hard. Marriage is hard. And people say, like, after you make it the first 3 years and you're good, or you make it the first 5 years and you're good. You make it, you've made it 7 years, you're good. Oh, you made it 10 years. Oh, y'all are good. Now, Cedric and I have been married for 23 years. It is always a work in progress. Marriage takes work. If you are a married person, or if you have been married and you would like to share your comments about this topic, please hit us up, chat with your girl, leave a comment, let us know what you think. Let us know how you feel. Give us the real deal about marriage. All right, so I try to talk to you guys in 10 minutes or less. Last week it went over. I was almost at 15 minutes, and I'm gonna try not to do that today. While I'm moving my arms around, check out these bracelets, y'all. These bracelets can be found on my website at www.oursquarejourney.com/shop. You could also find bracelets and books, t-shirts and bags on our Etsy shop, and our Etsy shop is Our Square. So I had to plug that before we get into it. So don't forget to follow your girl on Instagram and TikTok at Zandra Moten. Don't forget to hit your post notification button on my YouTube channel, Zandra Moten. Follow me with Chats with Zandra for all of my authenticity. All right, let's get into it. So Cedric and I'm 25, he's 26. We're now living in Germany, and I didn't have any married coupled examples. I met some of my sorority sisters over there. I met teacher friends that I thought had great marriages, but the truth is I don't really know what kind of marriage they had because I wasn't in their life. One of the big mistakes that I made early on in our marriage was thinking that our marriage was supposed to look a certain way. And this way came from what I pictured in my head. Marriage is supposed to be like this, and it's supposed to be like that. But the truth is, marriage is whatever you make it. Every married couple is different. Situations are different. What works for you might not necessarily work for someone else. And with Cedric being in the military, we had a lot of growing pains along the way. And there were many times when we lived in Germany for our first 5 years of marriage that I was like, I am over this. I am done with this. I don't need this in my life. But ultimately, I wanted my marriage to work. We needed to work through whatever it is that we wanted our marriage to look like. And with deployments and field rotations and all of that, it was almost like we had been married, but we were never together because I was married to a soldier. So it's like Cedric would deploy or go to the field or go to school, and then he would be gone, and then he would come back, and it's like we would be starting all over again with our marriage. And it seems like we were on that roller coaster for a very long time. Throughout our entire marriage, up until 2018, most of our marriage had been apart. And so we had to figure out how to be together every single time we were together. And that brought on a lot of growing pains. Why did I want to talk to you guys about marriage and relationships today? I wanted to talk to you because marriage is hard. Relationships are hard. It is always easy to just be like, deuces, like I'm out. Someone was telling me that after 28 years of being married, they got a divorce. I've heard that couples have gotten a divorce after 30 years of being married. I know that there are a lot of married couples and you're just still trying to figure it out. And a lot of times you hear, if you put God first in your relationship, everything will be okay. Put God first in your relationship and everything will be okay. And I'm not saying that that's not true, but what I'm going to tell you what's true for us is communication is the most important part. We need God in our relationship. We need to be on the same wavelength. We need to be on one accord a lot of the times. But the truth is, we are two different people. And that whole thing about when you get married, you become one, those are lies. You do not become one all of a sudden. You have to learn how to coexist with your partner, right? You have to be on the same wavelength when it comes to finances, when it comes to buying items, when it comes to raising your kids. All of those different things takes work and it takes communication. And if you have a communication breakdown, you're going to have a lot of hard and rocky times. And throughout our 23 years of marriage, we have had a lot of communication breakdowns, and we're just human. A lot of people also say that you shouldn't fuss in front of your kids and this shouldn't happen in front of your kids. Well, life happens. And so our kids have heard us fuss before, because at the end of the day, if there is something that is on my mind, I cannot help it. I have to say what's on my mind, and I try really, really hard to hold it and to hold it and to hold it. And over the years, I've gotten better at it, but this is life. And when life happens, situations occur. Sometimes you just got to get it out. But if you heard what Cedric said at the beginning of the video, it is a life sentence. That's exactly how we look at it. I might want to leave tomorrow, and he might want to leave the next day. But at the end of the day, it is the best life sentence that we have decided to explore. I don't know. It's the best life sentence that we've decided to commit to. I don't know. Whatever word it is, like, you have to find what works for you. And if it doesn't work for you, then it just doesn't. But if you don't have communication and love in the relationship, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not here to profess anything like something that you never knew before. But what I wanted to tell you is, don't paint a picture of what you think your life is supposed to be like. Don't look at other folks' marriages and think that that's what your life is supposed to be like. Read a bunch of books. We read the 5 love languages of a married couple. We have read so many different books. I'm gonna show you. Let me show you all these books that we've read. I don't know if you've gotten anything out of this video. Hopefully you have. The most important thing I wanted you to get out of this video is that in relationships, whether it's your marriage or it's a relationship with your daughters or sons or whatever, communication is very important. And I know you know that, but I wanted to come to you as a part of my authenticity and share with you some chats that have been on my mind. And marriage has been on my mind a lot, because even recently, after 23 years of being married, recently I was like, I'm over this. Like, I can call it quits. I need to consult with a lawyer. Like, that is not always the answer. So make sure you're having conversations with your spouse. Talk to a counselor if you need to. Therapy is very important. You can consult with, like, I have a trusted girlfriend that I'm always sharing and talking to. So sometimes you just need to let it out. But if you're letting it out with a friend, make sure you're letting it out with a friend that's not going to be judgmental, not going to take sides. I have a girlfriend, my BF, I can share with her anything, and basically she just listens, right? She doesn't give me her advice. She doesn't dog my husband with me. Like, sometimes you just want to just get your feelings out and let it be heard. do that. Like sometimes you need a couple of people that you need to talk to. And I'm lucky to have some very important people in my life that I'm able to do that with, and they're not going to dog my husband. I don't need anybody that's going to do that. What you should not do is rush to make any harsh decisions when you're in the heat of the moment. Life is not easy. Marriage is not easy. Communicate, seek guidance, and find things to make you fall in love all over again. There's something else I want to mention about relationships and how you can improve upon those relationships if you are a married couple and you have kids. For so long, Cedric and I have done everything with our girls. I love to give my girls different experiences. We travel with our girls. At some point, my phone is dropping. At some point, we stopped traveling by ourselves when we started having kids, because it was like, I didn't have my first child till I was 31, and I had Ryle at 36. But at that point, I felt like we've been married 6 years before we had kids. Now it's all about our kids, and it's all about the experiences that we have with them. Now that they're older, we are now starting to go on dates and that kind of thing without them. Y'all, we just started that. We had stopped even having like date night. My phone is falling. Why is it falling, y'all? We stopped having date nights and all of those different things. We don't go out to eat, just the two of us. And so sometimes you kind of lose yourself in your kids. So you feel like every experience that you have needs to be centered around your kids. For military connected families, it's kind of hard because a lot of times you're in places where you don't know people or you don't trust them with your babies, and that can be very hard. And I was okay. We were okay just going out with our babies and spending time with our babies and taking trips with our babies. But this year alone, I've started to reincorporate date nights with my cakes. So I call Cedric my cakes. It started a long time ago. Some people only know him by cakes. But anyway, don't forget to spend time together as a couple if you have kids. Don't rush it, right? If your babies are young, I don't trust people with my babies, right? But now that they're older, they're 17 and 13, we are starting to try to get our married life back. Y'all, I'm struggling today. But anyway, so hopefully, I guess I'll hold it with my hand. It might be time for me to end this video. So I hope that you have enjoyed this chat with Zandra. It was all about relationships and marriage and having communication, because without communication, you really kind of have nothing. All right, y'all. I look forward to chatting with you in the next video. I might have a plan of what that's going to be about, and then I might wake up and decide to chat about something totally different. If you have questions or concerns, or if there are some pointers that I made that didn't make sense, or if there is something that you would like to share about your relationship or relationships in general, then chat with me. Leave a comment on this video, and don't forget to follow your girl on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Zandra Moulton. And don't forget to hit your post notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a video. Typically, my chats will be on Sundays, but every so often I will have an impromptu chat. So until the next time, put on your happy pants, get yourself a scarf, drink your coffee milk, and check out my chats. Peace.